When Smith & Wesson came out with the Shield 9 back in 2012, it was a pretty big deal. These days, most folks would turn their noses up at a 9mm this size with 7 or 8 rounds on board, but 10 years ago this was big. The CCW market was really just starting to expand into its present state, and people were looking for a single stack 9 that balanced ease of carry, reliability, and shootability. Kel-Tec had introduced the PF9 in 2006, and Ruger released the LC9 in 2011, but the market was still looking for something more. This is the first generation Shield 9 here, which I don't even think Smith makes anymore. They moved on to the 2.0, the EZ, and the Plus, but this is the gun that took the CCW world by storm. I actually sold my first one years ago and missed it so much that I bought another, so we're going to discuss the OG today. The Shield is a slim, striker-fired single stack with a polymer frame, stainless steel slide and barrel, weighing in at 20.8 ounces. Here's a few comparisons of the Shield with some other popular carry 9mm from our favorite Austrian manufacturer. Here's it up against the ever-popular Glock 19. This is the ever-popular Baby Glock, one of the few 9mm with more widespread carry cred than the Shield, the Glock 26. And here's maybe a more relevant modern comparison, the slim Glock 48, which was introduced in 2019. The original Shield shipped with 2 magazines, a flush-fitting 7-rounder and an extended 8-rounder. The sights are metal with a white 3-dot system, and I find them pretty easy to see. This version has a thumb safety, though it was offered by Smith & Wesson without one. I happen to like thumb safeties on guns that have pre-cocked strikers, as to me, a gun with a striker in this condition is essentially a single action. But a lot of people really don't like carrying a gun with a manual safety, and a lot of Shield users did not like this particular safety, mainly because its small size made it difficult to actuate. Well, I think Smith probably could have designed a better safety than this one. I never had any issues with it over years of regular shooting and practice. I think that's because my hands are pretty small and my fingers are pretty short, so folks with larger hands or stubby fingers might have more difficulty with it. There are rear serrations with a nice defined texture. The grip texture is fairly smooth and leaves a little bit to be desired in my view. I always am aware that when a manufacturer is releasing a carry gun, they're assuming that the grip is going to be rubbing up against bare skin, and it's easier to add some traction than to take it away. I opted for some Talon grips, which have served me well on a number of firearms over the years, and added some stippling on index points for my trigger finger and support side thumb, which is something I've grown to prefer on polymer autos. There are a lot of aftermarket sight options for the Shield on the market, but I never felt the need to upgrade. I shoot pretty well with the 3-dot set, and I'm not concerned about the durability like I would be with plastic Glock sights. In terms of shootability, it's a lightweight single stack and 9mm, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to shoot, but I always thought the Shield shoots great for its size. In my layman mediocre shooting comparison, I would say it shoots fairly similarly to my Glock 48 in terms of recoil impulse, but snappier than a G26 by a decent margin. The 8-round magazine definitely helps wringing out every ounce of performance just by giving you a little more to hang on to. I'm not giving up my Glocks or anything, but I do think that the Shield and other M&Ps beat them in terms of ergonomics. The angles and curves of the grip just feel more natural in my hand. I picked up this particular Shield in 2017, and over that time I put approximately 2,000 rounds through it, with very minimal cleaning and maintenance over that period. It was never a super high round count gun for me, but there was a period where it was my primary CCW, and I shot it a lot around then. I ran it with a variety of OEM magazines and aftermarket magazines from ETS, a variety of 115 grain, 124 grain, 147 grain ball ammo, and a lot of 124 grain gold dots, which was my carry ammo for years and the only jacketed hollow point I ever shot through the Shield. I don't recall ever having a single malfunction, and I obviously trusted it enough to carry, so that speaks volumes. The Shield is an easy gun to carry, which was the design intention, and I put a lot of miles on this gun in a Kydex appendix rig from JM Custom, as well as in a Hill People Gear runner's bag. It conceals nicely, but it's not so small that it's tough to access when you need it most. I really think Smith nailed it with balancing concealment and performance with this design. I don't carry the Shield much anymore, mainly because I don't carry small guns too much at this point, being lucky enough that I have a work and life situation where I can conceal a service-sized or compact pistol most days. At some point, I'd like to get my hands on one of the Plus models and maybe try it out with an optic, but there's more pressing projects on the plate right now. Like I mentioned, this gun is out of production as far as I know, but you can still find these on the used market for affordable prices. I think I bought this one brand new for $250. Even in a world of high-capacity Micro 9s of all sorts, I think the Shield 1.0 is more than capable of getting the important job of defending life and property done. So if you're in the market for a CCW and see one of these pop up, check it out, you just might like it. Thanks for watching, guys, we'll catch you next time.